tutorial is going to be two different clay recipes. So the first recipe will call for some cornstarch and shaving cream. And you just need a bowl and a spoon. This one is really easy. So you're going to need to use 1 part cornstarch, 1 part shaving cream. So if you use a half of a cup of cornstarch, you also need to add a half of a cup of the shaving cream. If you use a cup of cornstarch, use a cup of shaving cream. So the same amounts for both. So it's 50-50. So I'm going to pour into my bowl about a half of a cup of the cornstarch. It's not coming out very fast. Try it like this. There. Okay, that looks about a half a cup. And then my shaving cream, I'm going to shake the can a little bit. And then, so I'm going to sort of eyeball it and approximate that it's about a half of a cup. And you can always add more if that isn't enough. The shaving cream is going to give it the moisture, so if you're in doubt of how much to add or if you've added enough, add a little bit less than you think that you need because you can always add more. So now I'm just going to mix it up. And while you're mixing it, if you have anything to color the clay with, like food coloring, you should add it at this point, like while you're mixing it. You don't need food coloring. I'm not adding it. I'm going to leave my clay a white color because I want to make something with it later, and then I'm going to paint it. So I want it to be white. And that needs more, a little more shaving cream. It's difficult to measure the shaving cream, like if you're trying to do a half of a cup, because the shaving cream has so much air in it. So you might just have to experiment a little bit when you're adding the shaving cream. I'm going to put my hands in it in a minute because I think I need to do that. I'll try that. I have a feeling I need more shaving cream. It's way too dry still. Try some more. going to put this down for a minute so I can clean off my hands. Got way too much on my hands. Okay, and I would just keep kneading it back and forth until it gets to more of a clay consistency. And like I said, you're going to have to experiment with the shaving cream part of it. And there's my clay. In this particular clay recipe, this only lasts for about a day. So a day from now or 24 hours from now, when you go to play with the clay or use it, it'll be very, very dry, and it will be very flaky too. So this is something that you would make for one day, just to play with for one day. Okay. So the ingredients were cornstarch and the shaving cream. Okay. So I'm going to do another one. Clean my hands off a little bit more. So the second recipe is 3 ingredients. It's wheat flour, salt, and water. So I already have about a half of a cup of the wheat flour already in my bowl. And you need flour that has gluten in it. So most wheat flours have gluten in it, unless it says on the package gluten-free. But we want the gluten to be in this flour. Second ingredient is just plain old salt, this, and a little bit of water. So I have just a glass of water here. We probably won't need this much. Okay, so the ingredient measurements are 50-50 for the flour and the salt. So if you have a half a cup of flour, you'll need a half a cup of salt too. So I'll pour my salt in. And I'm going to mix those 2 ingredients together first. I want to make sure that it's mixed nice and evenly. And then I'm going to add the water in a little bit at a time. And mix it up. And also at this point, if you have food coloring, now's the time to add it. But I'm not going to add food coloring to this because I'm going to make something with this later, and I want it to be white. I need some more. And the consistency of this clay should be like dough. It's actually called salt dough. That's the name of the recipe. Oh, it's pretty good. I use my hands now. Oh yeah, that came out pretty good. And this one will stay moist if you put it in a bag. You can put it in a baggie, a Ziploc, or wrap it in tin foil. It'll stay nice and moist for you for like at least a week, as long as you put it back in the bag. Oh yeah, that came out much better. So the ingredients for this one, again, are wheat flour that has gluten in it, plain old salt, and water, and add the water as you need it. And there's that. and I'll see you in the next video.